Hello chess friends and welcome to Jozarov's chess channel and welcome to my chess tactics and chess puzzle series. So in this series we cover all of the possible tactical motifs that can happen in the chess games, and we're continuing with this so-called checkmate patterns. I've covered now many checkmate patterns so far in the series, like Legal's mate, Arabian's mate, Anastasia's mate, and many more. Today we're continuing the series with the so-called blind swine checkmate pattern. It has really a sort of a funny name. The name was introduced by the top grandmaster from the last century, David Janovsky, and it's this setup in which you placing your both of the rooks, or it can be of course a queen, because the queen has also the function of a rook, but basically the most often lines are played with these rooks here on the 7th rank. And now in the continuation we have the so-called blind swine checkmate pattern with the rook on g7. If the king escape here, we can play another check, and after king on g8 we have rook on g7 checkmate. So this checkmate is really possible because you see this rook on f8 has cut off this very important square for the king to escape, and this is really the main pattern. Of course it happens rarely that you're gonna checkmate your opponent like this way, but the main idea about this checkmate leads into tactical possibilities in some middle games or even in an end game. So that's why I think this is really an important pattern that you should recognize when you have the opportunity to occupy the 7th rank with both of your rooks. This could be really dangerous for your opponent. So let's see now a couple of examples from this top grandmaster level. Here it's a game played by Paul Murphy against Charles Marion, and here you see black tried to simplify the position with queen on f7, and here of course Paul Murphy, one of the best tacticians in chess history, played knight on g5, because he realized here in the game, after queen takes on e7, rook on e7, that he has occupied now the 7th rank. So the main idea is now to occupy, of course, the 7th rank with another rook, but let's see how Paul Murphy played that. So knight on f6, we have rook on e1, we have a5, rook takes on c7, rook e8, we have rook d1, a takes b4, and now bishop on f6. After g takes f6, I want you to point you out that this blind swine checkmate is always a good motif when you have your knight support, because this blind swine checkmate can lead into the so-called Arabian checkmate, which I have also explained in my chess tactics and chess puzzle series. Because if we manage to bring our knight here on f6, then we can play, if you could just imagine, after knight on f6, if the king goes here on a check, then we have always the possibility to create a so-called Arabian checkmate with rook takes on h7. So that's why it was very important now for Paul Murphy to include this knight into the attack. Here after knight takes on h7, of course the threat was to fork on f6, so that's why rook on e6 was played, but now rook on d3. And here we have the possibility even to create this back rank checkmate. That's why here bishop on a6 had to be played, but now Paul Murphy brings another rook in on the 7th rank, and this game is basically over. Here bishop on c4 was played, we have a4 by Paul Murphy, and now we have b takes a3 with en passant, and now rook on g7, rook on king on h8, and now comes this move knight on f8. The threat is of course to play knight on g6, and this would be a checkmate. But if you take, of course, here rook takes on f8, then we have this position in which you have cut off your very important square, escape square for the king. That's why here in the continuation you will play simply like rook on h7, king on g8, and now rook on g7. You see the power of these two connected rooks on the 7th rank is too much to handle. Even if your opponent has a good activity, at least you can always battle for a draw. So when you have placed your both rooks on the 7th rank, try to do that, and you probably win games very easily. So let's see now another example. It's a game played by Vasily Ivanchuk against Levon Aronian, and here you can pause the video and try to find now really the best continuation. It's really a natural move that Vasily Ivanchuk has played here. Again, I'm pointing out we have this 7th rank attack here, and basically we want to get rid of the key defenders of this f7 square. So of course this key defender of the 7th square, f7 square, is the rook on f8. So you see the problem for Vasily Ivanchuk is that he has a support of the star square diagonal, and that's why here Vasily Ivanchuk is trying to get rid of the key defenders. He played simply bishop on c5. Very nice move here after knight on d2 with the check. We have king on g2, not a problem. We have still a secure king. Bishop takes on c5, rook takes on c5, and here e5 was played. And again, I want you to pause the video and try to find now really the best move in the continuation. So in the game, rook on e6 was played here by Vasily Ivanchuk. Of course, if you take f takes e6, then we have again this blind swine checkmate. Really funny name. So here after king on h8, again this same continuation, and it will be game over. So after knight on e6, here Aronian tried e takes f4, but now rook on f7. Very nice move here by Vasily Ivanchuk. Of course, if you take, then here we have a very nice checkmate. Here rook on b8, again sort of a cornered mate or Arabian mate with the support of the knight. After rook on f8, we have simply rook takes on f8, and again it's game over. So see, very nice move here by Vasily Ivanchuk to play first bishop on c5, because the bishop, as I said, is the key defender here on this dark square diagonal. So great attack by the legendary Chucky. So let's see another example. Here we have a game by Yuri Averbach against Vyacheslav Ragozin. Here again it seems like a drawish position, but here Yuri Averbach finds a nice move. He played knight takes on d6 first. After bishop on g2, we have queen on e6 with a check, queen takes, rook takes on e6, bishop on h3, and now you see we have rook on e7. We have now covered again the 7th rank, and the problem for black is that he can never attack here this rook on e7, so this rook will stay on the 7th rank. So that's why here black tried to get rid of this knight, which is very annoying here. So that's why knight on e4, we have rook takes on d4, which wasn't probably the best move. Probably black should have continued to attack here against the rook, but now you see Yuri Averbach tries to connect the rooks. h6 was played, rook takes on a7, we have rook on c8, and now after f3, rook on c2 was a very dangerous move here by black, trying also some windmill check tactics here with the rook on g2. But now again, I want you to pause the video and try really to find here the best move. It's a very nice tactic here, and it's of course the move knight on f6. Very nice here after potential g takes f6, we have here this checkmate on the back rank with the support of this rook, and again it will be game over. So let's see now another example. Here is a very tricky position. Again, white has the support of the 7th rank. We want to include of course our other rook into the game. In the game, black tried rook on g8. Here rook on f3, of course, trying to get our rook on f7 and then grab all of the spawns first on the 7th rank. You see how important it is to double up rooks on the 7th rank. Rook on c6 was played, and now rook on f7. We have rook on h6, king on g2, rook g6, king on f3, escaping, rook on h6 again, but now simply taking another pawn. Here black tried rook on h2, we have rook on b7, and now rook on a7, and again this is not such a good move, because here again we have the possibility. Again, you can try pause the video and try to find the best continuation, and of course it's the move knight on f6, again with the same idea. If g takes f6, then we have even this checkmate here on h7 immediately. So that's why rook on d8 was played, escaping from this potential checkmate. But now rook on the g7 here. E4 was played, attacking the king, but not a problem. We have king takes on e4. You cannot create another check with the rook, because we can simply take rook on h2, and now we have this Arabian checkmate. You see this potential blind swine checkmate led into this position in which we have the possibility to play the so-called Arabian checkmate. Here after rook takes on h7, rook takes on h7, now rook on h7, and it's game over. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this tactics. Here is one chess puzzle for you to solve at home, find the best continuations. We have here the possibility to create dangerous attacks, to create this blind swine checkmate pattern with the queen and the rook, because the queen, as I said, has also the function of a rook. So here, try to find the best continuation, have fun while doing it. I think you can solve this chess puzzle very easily, applying simply this 7th rank problems, and I think this is a very instructive chess puzzle for you to solve at home. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. Meanwhile, you can watch my other chess tactics and chess puzzles videos from the series, and you can also watch my how to spot chess tactics videos, in which I explained you some ways how to recognize tactical possibilities in your own chess games. And you can also watch my basics in chess series, in which I show you opening principles, middle game strategies, and the end game strategies. See you soon with some more videos, and chess is the best, of course.